How you doing, New Jersey boy?
Hi, New Jersey.
One piece of plate here.
You gotta get in the shot, Joe. You gotta get in the shot.
Go.
Yeah, yeah. Ground control to Major Tom.
Hello, hi.
Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know what shirt you wear. And step out into space if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. You bitches left me stranded. What's up, everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob, along with his faithful sidekick and strictly plutonic soulmate Jordan Joe. What's up, Joe?
How you doing, Mr. J.J. Bean?
J.J. Bean. Who the hell's that, Joe? I think Joe has sponsors behind my back.
Yeah, here,
J.J. Bean. Look at this ring. I've had this ring sitting in a drawer for 35 years. I've never worn it till today. I wore it today because it's like a biker. He's wearing he's got a smoke hanging out of his mouth. And I dedicate this ring to my dear friend Rev. I call Rev a biker without a bike. It's a little gaudy and ostentatious. Not for me. What's happening, everybody? Today is Friday. I gotta work after this show. I ain't happy about it. What's the weather looking like, Joe? You're the weatherman with the weather, man.
It's gonna rain tonight.
It's gonna rain. Looks like it's gonna rain by the end of this show.
Yeah. Maybe during
this is ground control to Jordan Joe. Another pair of these glasses. Joe, I bought these glasses, 5 pairs for 20 bucks. What are you, crazy? Heather's in the house. Look at Heather's name. I like how she did that.
How you doing, Heather?
Hi, Heather. Tanisha's in the house, Joe. Tanisha, we love you. Miguel's here. All the heavy hitters are in here.
Miguel.
Oh, next Wednesday, May 3rd, Joe. You got to remember, it's Miguel's birthday. Guess what, Miguel? My brother Bill, my older brother Bill. Well, I have two brothers. They're both older. I got Gene. We don't talk about it. And we got Bill. Bill's birthday is May 3rd. Look at that. Remind me on May 3rd that it's your birthday. Nayan, you got to remind me that it's Miguel's birthday on May 3rd. What's your problem? Hi, Brooklyn. Hi, RJ. RJ's here, Joe.
How you doing, Mr.
Earlier, before we started the show, you told me that you hate RJ. Why?
No, he's very...
Why would you hate RJ? What'd he do to you? I don't get it. Hi, Treat. Hi, Joe.
He's a respectful person.
He's a disrespectful person? That's not nice. Oh, respectful. Respectful.
How you doing, Ivory Soap?
Hi, Ivory Soap. I think Joe has a sponsor behind my back. Hey, Joe. These are all people that are owed money by New York City. Let's see if old Boogie Bob Bowen is owed any cash before we get started. Because if I owe cash, I'm buying y'all something. Bowen, B-O-L-M-N-O. P, there's B-O-X. Bowen, I've got a Devin Bowen. Uh-oh! Robert Bowen is owed money, $647, but this ain't me. This is some guy in Flushing, New York. They literally put names of thousands of people.
Same name?
Different names, different boroughs. If you're owed money, they're going to find you. They take out an ad in the post and they say, hey, look, we're trying to find you. We owe you $820. If you ain't reading it today, you ain't getting it. Joe, do you care about me?
How you doing? Yes.
Look at this, Joe. Do you know her phone number? That's really important. It's a perfect 10, college gymnastics sensation, Livy Dooms. swimsuit issue. Look at the ass on. Sorry, I apologize. Got carried away. I apologize. Livy, June, she's pretty hot, Joe. Joe is not interested at all. Yesterday I showed Joe a handsome guy. He's not interested. Today I show him a pretty girl. Not interested. Let's see, 1,300 migrants. Don't call them immigrants. Migrants arrived in New York City just this week alone on buses, Joe. How many can stay at your house? How many can stay at your house, Joe? Man, there she is. We've already covered that. But look at this. You open up the paper, Joe. She's all over the place. I think the guy who wrote this article likes her. Short suits you fine, Livy. How the hell Livy getting so much airtime? Well, I can tell you, she's fine. That's how. Somewhere there's some gymnastic girl going, I'm better than her. Why ain't I getting some airtime? Let's see, Joe. So far, here's the latest numbers for migrants in New York City. You ready? 58,000 we've gotten so far.
58,000 and multiply them by 5 years.
Multiply it by 5.
Every one of them had 5 kids in 5 years. 50,000, that's $250,000 in 5 years.
I really hate the way Joe looks at life through.
Well, welcome to New York.
2,300 number of migrants to arrive in New York City this week. 1,300 arrived between Sunday and Wednesday. 36,000 number of migrants living in taxpayer-funded hotels. 120 of them taxpayer, I don't know, $5.3 billion. $8 million, I don't know. I don't care.
Why they want to raise the token in the subway? They have money. You know, that's
Talking about migrants,
that's a
Joe's talking
question.
about tokens.
They have money to put those people in a 5-star hotel. Reduce the fare on the subway. That's what do.
Teen was arrested in Harlem, Joe,
Yeah.
for a murder. Murder, she wrote. A gunman was busted this week in connection to the March shooting death of a man during an attempted robbery in Harlem. Zaire Allen, 19, was extradited from Baltimore. They always go to Baltimore. Listen, I'm not advocating murder. Do not murder anyone. But if you do, but don't. But if you do, don't go to Baltimore. They're going to get you. Don't go to Florida. Don't go to Baltimore. You know where you go? To Alaska. Go on a fishing boat in Alaska. Don't go to Baltimore, bro. They're going to be getting you. It usually takes about a month. Ground control to Major Tom. I'm here sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Joe, do you know this lady right here? Joe does not. She's a spy, a super spy, I don't know. Jackass surrenders. Joe, Jackass is a TV show on MTV, it was. Very popular. Johnny Knoxville, Steve O, the guy who got killed in the car crash, what's his name? Ryan Dunn. And of course, Bam Margera. Bam Margera was 16 or 17, he was a professional skateboarder, one of the most popular skateboarders in the world, right up there with Tony Hawk. He made millions, tens of millions of dollars, and most of them became horrible drug addicts. Most of them, Johnny Knoxville and Steve O, are clean. Bam Margera cannot kick his demons, Joe. He's been arrested about 100 times. He just got arrested again just recently. Bam is no longer on the lam. Disgraced Jackass alum Bam Margera has surrendered to authorities just days after Pennsylvania police announced he tried to kill his family, Joe. And he's out again.
Kill his family.
Yeah. Don't kill your family, Joe. Have you heard about this, Joe? Do you know how to use FaceTime? Do you ever go on the computer and look at your grandkids on the, like we're doing now, the FaceTime? They have taught birds. They have taught parrots and how to FaceTime. They FaceTime other birds. Parrots bond via video chat. They've got, someone's at my front door. I've got a new Ring camera. I'm going to be doing.
You have a spy camera now?
It's a spy camera. You know, people were stealing boxes out of my hallway. Got my $2,000 phone. Got the new Ring camera, bro. Let's do a sponsor. Hey guys, Joe, I want to talk to you about our brand new sponsor, Ring. Guys, you can get this on Amazon right now for 70 bucks. And you don't have to drill any holes. You don't have to, you know, hook it to your doorbell. Joe, you put this baby right on your door with a little thing that costs 20 bucks, a little clamp. I'm going to run the clip. I want you guys to check out the Ring. You will be very surprised at who you catch lurking around in your hallway. Look at this. This is who I caught lurking around in my hallway the first day I hooked it up. Look at this, Joe. There's my neighbor. He's just looking at me crazy like, oh, you got a camera. All right. And then look at this one, Joe. This is the first time I hooked it up. I got a delivery guy looking at apartment numbers. You ain't stealing no packages from me, OG.
Looking for
Get a Ring camera today. Go to Amazon. Tell them Boogie Bob sent you. You're not going to get a discount. In fact, they might charge you more. But the Ring camera, I have waited and waited for years to get one. I finally said I pulled the trigger, 70 bucks. Greatest investment of all time, Joe. You don't got to drill it nowhere. You slide it into a bracket. You put the bracket right on the edge of your door. You screw the thing, and then you got yourself a Ring camera. Back to our show. Doo-doo-doo-doo. They need an eagle-eyed employee to get the flock away. This is a zoo, Joe. A British zoo is looking to hire someone who will sport a giant inflatable eagle costume. Because the seagulls are coming around the zoo causing havoc. So what they're going to do, Joe, is they're going to hire someone to wear an eagle costume. And he just stands around, wah, wah. And all the seagulls see him and they're stupid enough to think, I ain't going down there. That's a big-ass eagle. I think most people don't understand how smart these birds are, Joe. Look at this guy. Look at that guy right there. That's Joe's buddy.
my head.
And of course, that guy. They know that Joe's going to feed them some bread in a little bit. That's what he does. Birds are very smart. Okay, let's see. Oh, gotta check out this watch. Check out this big ass watch, and it's got a mighty bull on there.
You bought it in Chinatown.
I did not buy it in Chinatown, but you see the bull? There's the bull. Oh, I can't do it, Joe. When you break out, I'm in the mighty bull hunt, Joe. I'm in the bull hunt, and when you're in the bull hunt, you have to have the bull. There it is. That's the mighty bull. And this is like a damn VCR on my wrist. It's a big ass VCR on my wrist. Because I'm here, floating in a tin can. Hi, Frank! Frank's in the house. What's poppin', Frank?
How you doing, Frankie?
Hi, Frankie.
How is everything?
Steven Spielberg has caught a little bit of flack, Joe, because he edited out guns from the movie E.T. E.T. phone home. Apparently there's some guns in there. Not anymore. Leave the classics alone, folks. Oh boy. Hi, Pigeon. Husband stabs Georgia man, or Georgia mom, excuse me. A Georgia mother of 4 was allegedly stabbed to death, Joe. A Georgia mother of 4 was allegedly stabbed to death by her husband a day after the first wedding anniversary. They only made it a year, Joe. These guys made it a year. It's like 12 years old, man. Like little bitches out here. Not one turned around and said nothing. Walking away like little cowards, Joe. 7 or 8 kids running by. Ooh, that's Bria. Everybody, Bria just made a... Bria just made a drop-in, Joe. Bria's going to say hi in a little bit. We'll put her up here. We'll put Bria right there.
How are you, Bria?
Hi, Bria. Casey Allen, 32, was found slain in her Gainesville apartment. Her husband, Christopher Snow, 31, was arrested on murder charges on their 1-year anniversary, Joe. 1 year. Me and Bria have gone 7 years and she's never stabbed me, not once. Hey, by the way, I did, Joe, I got a brand new line of shirts. I think that you might be interested in buying one of my shirts, Joe. This is new merch. This is a Boogie Bob shirt. Whoops. Cancel. I don't know how to do all this, Joe. I'm a one-man show at this point. Look at this. I only date women who will stab me. That's a Boogie Bob exclusive. This is ground control to Major Tom. Ladies, if you're out there and you might stab me, then I am the guy for you. Her husband, Christopher Snow, 31, was arrested on murder charges a short time later after he was involved in a serious crash on I-85 outside Atlanta. Allen had just given birth to her first child when Snow, a boy in December. How did she give? She gave birth to her first child, but she had 4 kids, so she must have. Allen had 3 other children, 9, 7, and 3, from her ex-husband. A day before the murder, Allen and Snow had celebrated their anniversary by going to a comedy club and dinner. He posted photos on Facebook, but called their first year of marriage a real year of survival.
Well, her ex-husband is going to take the kids. That's what's fucking.
Where's Bria? Where's the baddest shorty in all of New York? I know she's in here somewhere. There she is, Joe. There's Bria.
Who is that?
That's Bria. You met her. Fine-ass Bria. Finest girl in New York. Perv gynecologist gets 11 years for sex abuse. Joe, do you know what a gynecologist is?
Of course, that's a woman doctor.
That's a woman doctor, absolutely. Well, it could be a male doctor, but he is a doctor specifically for women. A disgraced UCLA gynecologist was sentenced to more than a decade, 10 years in prison. That means for 10 years he's going to be getting this.
He'll be out in 2 years.
He sexually assaulted a bunch of women, Joe. That doesn't work that way. Dr. James Heap, 66, who was convicted last year of 3 counts of sexual battery by fraud and 2 counts of sexual penetration of 2 patients. He was ordered Wednesday to serve 11 years behind bars. Joe's right. He's not going to do 2 years, but he'll probably do 4. Once he was UCLA's highest paid employee. He was arrested in 2019 following allegations from several patients that he groped them, made lewd comments, and performed needlessly invasive examinations. A lot of these gynecologists, Joe, you go in there for a runny nose and he's got his fingers inside you. Horrible, horrible.
Usually, Oriental woman in the Middle East doesn't go for a man.
They won't go for the guy. They'll go for the lady doctor.
They always go for a female.
This is Halle Bailey. Anybody got her phone number? It's really important that I talk to her. Man, look how fine she is for. Iran seizes oil tanker, Joe. Iran's Navy sees an oil tanker. U.S. Navy. I don't know. I don't care. Florida Uber slayer is roommate from hell. Joe, you remember we talked about the guy who killed the Uber driver?
Yeah.
He's an MS-13 guy with a machete. The roommate of the MS-13 gangster accused of slaughtering the Uber Eats driver and dissecting his body recalled how he saw blood and heard disturbing noises after the driver was butchered in the middle of the night. From your roommate, Joe. According to police affidavit, a man heard a loud noise coming from Oscar Solis's bedroom at around 2:15 a.m. and noticed a red substance near the home's internet router, but he didn't say nothing. You should go to jail too, bro. Brooklyn brute slugs stranger on the street, Joe. Guy's walking by, some Brooklyn brute just punches him. Hi, Vian. What's happening? Did Bria ever show up? Did my shorty ever show up? Chicago Tom's in the house.
How are you doing, Chicago?
Chicago Tom's in the house. Chicago, as you know, is my second city. I love me some Chicago. The stranger punched a man in the face in an unprovoked attack in downtown Brooklyn. Why does that even make the paper? That seems like that happens 50 times a day. Doomsday, Joe, the woman who killed her children for the doomsday thing. Mighty Bull, did you see the watch I'm wearing today? I'm wearing a Mighty Bull watch. It's a bull. It's a Mighty Bull watch. I'm winning the bull chase. Doomsday mom Lori Yallo, autistic 7-year-old son that she killed, Joe, had date rape drugs in his body. A date rape drug is one that it's a Mickey. They give you the thing, they put it in your Kool-Aid, and the next thing you know, you're unconscious and they're feeling your Rolex. Any girl goes up to you at a bar and says, you're cute, I want to go home with you, and you're wearing a Rolex, don't go. Because you're going to wake up with no Rolex. Don't go. Oh boy. You think it couldn't get worse for Donald Trump? It has. You remember what Donald Trump's vice president's name was, Joe?
Ben.
That's it. Joe is on top of it. Mike Pence, the guy that was almost murdered by his boss. Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. It turns out the video shows that he was 30 feet behind the door, 30 feet from the protesters who had broken into the Capitol, demanding that they hang Mike Pence for certifying the election and not breaking the law as he was told to by his boss, Donald Trump. Well, yesterday, Mike Pence was grilled by special prosecutors for the January 6th insurrection for 5 hours, Joe. 5 hours. Now, if there's anything I know about Mike Pence, I don't care for him, don't like his politics, but I think he's an honest man. You believe he's an honest man, Joe, as far as politics go?
Yeah,
come on.
He wants to run for president.
He's not going to get very many votes. But nevertheless, I do believe he probably told the truth. I just don't know what the truth will do. Tell the truth, it'll set you free. Donald Trump's alleged rape victim was in a huge back and forth with Donald Trump's lawyers yesterday. Her second day on the stand, the tense exchange unfolded as Trump lawyer Joe Tacopina tried to poke holes in her story. He says, I'm not trying to beat you up. And she yelled back, you can't beat me up. One of the reasons women don't scream, he was saying, why didn't you scream? If Donald Trump was choking you and raping you, why didn't you scream? Well, that's a horrible thing to say. Not all women are going to react the same. Some are going to scream. Some are going to think if they scream, they'll be murdered. You don't always scream.
Sometimes they scream from enjoyment.
think sometimes they scream from they're enjoying getting raped?
No, you never know if he was getting raped.
She says she was.
Well,
I think I'm not doing that.
her
with you
word
today, Joe.
against his word.
Yeah, and her word is a lot better than his. This woman was raped. Running afoul at a London marathon. I'm not doing it. 3 critical in a bus wreck, Joe. Bus wreck. Westchester teen crash. A Honda Accord driven by an unlicensed 16-year-old. Dude, I blame... where's the parents? I don't want to blame people, but bro, you can't have a 16-year-old unlicensed kid out there. Joe, do you remember when you started driving? How old were you when you drove? 23. When I was 16, I was so shit at driving.
You got scared.
I did get scared. Slam on the brakes, not looking the right way. A Honda Accord driven by an unlicensed 16-year-old smashed into a school bus in Westchester County on Wednesday, leaving 3 teens fighting for their lives. Police have not released the names of the hospitalized teens who were all riding in the Accord. All the kids were in the Accord. None of them had their seatbelts on. Cops say the 16-year-old driver lost control going around the curve. The moron. Sorry, I'm sorry. Joe, there has been an arrest in summer murders. A 17-year-old driver was arrested Thursday and charged with killing 3 Staten Island teenagers in a car crash that split his speeding Ford Mustang in half. We covered that. Remember that story, Joe? The unidentified teen was hit with manslaughter, reckless causing serious injury with a weapon. Had a dear friend of mine, Joe, driving a car with several other friends of mine and a couple girls in the car. He lost control, he hit a tree, killed the girls. He's in the hospital. I go to visit him. He's just coming out of consciousness. And I had to break the news to him that the girl died. It was horrific and horrible. This is a girl he was dating, but he was only dating her for like a week. It was horrible, horrible, horrible.
You don't die with the gunfire, you die with the car.
You can't mess around in those jams.
You have to be careful. Right?
9/11 widow. God bless her. Finally gets her hero's benefits. A widow of city firefighter who died from cancer linked to... Joe, you know, we lost 3,000 people on 9/11. And since then, there's been over 10,000 that have died of cancer.
Yeah.
From fighting it. I went down 2 or 3 days later. You can see a Boogie Bob. We're going to be putting it up in one of my videos, a 9/11 video. I went down 2 or 3 days afterwards, Joe. I was there probably 8 or 10 hours. And for probably 3 or 4 months, I couldn't breathe. I was choking up, spitting up black shit. I was only there for 1 day.
You can make a case.
I can't imagine what it was like fighting.
Did you file a case?
No, I should have. What were you down? Were you down there working? No, I was down there hanging out, filming. By the way, the video is amazing. It's the 9/11 video that was in my closet for 30 years. You guys can check it out. Idaho roommate to meet defense. One of the roommates. Remember the 4 people that were murdered by the guy with the knife in Idaho, Joe?
Yeah.
One of the roommates survived. Can you imagine you survived that? R.E. is a 9/11 responder. God bless you, R.E. Sanders. That's very noble and heroic, and I shout out you and all of our first responders. What a horrific, horrible day that was. And not just, there's our guy. There's our big guy. What's up, player? How you doing? All right. There he is, Joe. I didn't film him today.
He became your friend now.
He's our buddy.
The next day he's going to be with you.
I thought he was going to come over here and sit down today. There's our big-ass bodyguard now. Waving at me. His neck don't move, but I don't think it can move. Big-ass man. Today he's wearing a very tight turtleneck
You
sweater.
know why he didn't come down?
Because Joe would kick his ass.
Of course. You know, sometimes they think twice before they come down.
Well, Joe, we're saying goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take
One of the guests
away
survived
the
the
memory.
They told me you didn't finish it. One of the girls
I
survived.
didn't think you cared, Joe. No, there was a survivor in the house on the other. There was 2 girls who survived because they were not stabbed. They were
upstairs.
They were upstairs. One closed the door and locked it. One of the roommates who survived the University of Idaho stabbing was agreed to be interviewed by the suspect's attorneys.
Yeah.
She's the one who said she saw the man in the mask. She identified his eyebrows. What happened, Joe, the reason they caught him is because the moron stabbed everybody, killed them all, no witnesses. But Joe, where's the cops going, Joe? What do we got here? We got a walkie-talkie, couple cops. Look like there's a little bit of beef going on here.
Sometimes fights.
Sometimes fights. Joe, the guy stabbed the people, and he did a very common thing that happens when you're stabbing people. This has happened more than once. He left the sheath. You know what a sheath is, Joe? That's the little leather pouch that the knife goes in. He left the sheath and the sheath behind, and it had his DNA on it. That's how they caught this Brian Kroberger.
He lived 3,000 miles away from.
Well, he lived like 12 miles away, but his home with his family was 3 days away. Him and his father drove cross country. Joe, I was singing a very beautiful song, Boys to Men. Oh, I say goodbye to what we had, for the good times that made us sad. Jerry Springer, Joe, dead at 79. Jerry Springer, probably one of the biggest TV stars of all time. 27 years, Joe, he had a TV show. And for about 10 of those years, it was #1. He beat Oprah. He was in Chicago. She was in Chicago. She was the reigning queen. No one could touch her. Jerry Springer came along. When he first started his show, Joe, it was about politics. Hi, I'm Jerry Springer. Today we're going to be talking about what the Democrats and the Republicans are up to. It was shit. No one watched it. Then he decided to turn it a little bit. He turned it a lot. He all of a sudden had guys who his girlfriend couldn't get pregnant because she was transsexual. Bless you, Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, God.
While I was at work, my dad screwed my brother. Those kind of shows. He had them and had them and had them. It was horrible, but it was fun. People enjoyed it. A woman who broke the world record for sex. Porn star Jasmine St. Clair explained her decision to break the world sex record. I thought the most outrageous thing I can do is have sex with 300 men at one time. I was not there. I was not. So I did. It made me the most famous porn star in America. I loved it. Guests continue to benefit. It's pretty horrible. Man who cut off his own penis. On the next Jerry Springer. Are you tired of your penis? Is it too long like Boogie Bob's? Cut it off! I apologize. Many years after a guest went viral for claiming to have cut off his own penis to thwart an interested man's advances. That's pretty stupid. Kung Fu Hillbilly. These are just some of the stories he's had on it. Man who married a horse. There he is with his wife. This man married a horse, Joe, on the Jerry Springer. Adult babies. I remember that episode. They're full-grown adults walking around taking a poop in diapers. Gaga. Goo goo. Good old Jerry Springer. You will be missed, my friend. One thing a lot of people don't. Look, you don't even answer. You're just going to sit here. I am a doctor's office.
أيوة.
He lying. He ain't where he's at.
هذا مش
I am at the doctor's. I cannot talk.
مش
I am on
حيرجعهم
subway.
ده. انت عارف مجنون ده. شو بدنا نعمل معه؟ اعطيله من فلوسك 50 وانا
Joe,
بحط
does
لك
you
50
think
في البنك.
do any of you think Joe
يوم
knows
الاثنين.
we're on the internet right now?
بحط لك اياهم يوم
Do
الاثنين
you think
مثل
he
واحد.
has any inkling that we're even on the internet?
بس قول له لاخر الشهر رجعهم ليوسف، قول له ما بدفع ايجار وبدفع.
The good times that
انا
made
بحط
us
لك
laugh.
$50 بالبنك. طيب شكرا.
Joe, you just ruined the show.
Here's my doctor.
Nayan says Joe has ruined the show. Valerie says I'll never watch it.
How you doing, Valerie? How is everything?
The guy who shout out to Jerry Springer at the end of each show, Joe, he would after he destroyed 100 lives, he would come on and go, guys. At the end, I always say, please be kind and loving to each other. He said, take care of one another, something like that. But he's a very intelligent man. He would have a thing at the end where he would talk. He would do this thing about a woman having sex with a sheep, and then he would go, folks, let's talk about kindness and compassion and love. Is it overriding? And he would do this little diatribe for 3 or 4 minutes after every show, and they were always brilliant. Guy really, really, and from everything I've ever heard or read about him, he was just a kind, very nice man. He had been using the word tranny. Tranny's a horrible word in the transsexual community. It's almost like the N-word, or you don't call dwarfs midgets. And it's just not cool. And he was using the word tranny. He went on TMZ one time. He was talking about it, and Harvey said, you know, that's a derogatory word. And he said, instead of arguing, he said, oh my God, I did not know. I will never use it again. So shout out to Jerry Springer, a kind, compassionate man who, whether you love him or hate him, he did a lot. A manifesto from the shooter, the school shooter, Audrey Hale, will be released. I don't care about her. San Francisco crowbar vagrant is out. Joe, I showed you the picture yesterday. It's a guy with a crowbar getting ready to hit a guy in the head, and the guy's like, don't hit me, bro. Do this. Do this. Do this. Don't do this.
You better buy me a hammer.
He's out. The story is, it was an ex-politician who got hit, but the story is coming out that maybe he sprayed the homeless guy with bear spray, mace, before the man attacked him with the thing. A San Francisco vagrant caught on video cracking the skull of a former city fire commissioner with a crowbar. Why are you laughing at that, Joe?
There's so many crazy people around.
Every time I talk about someone getting seriously injured, Joe laughs. I think Joe might be a murderer.
Injured, he should have gone to jail for 10 years.
Anna,
Anna Condon,
I love that. I think Joe might be a murderer, folks. Guys, if I start doing this, call the cops. If we're doing a story and I go, Anna,
How you doing, Anna?
means Joe's trying to kill me. Joe, please don't kill me. You promise not to kill me, Joe?
Kill you, I protect you because nobody comes around. When I am here. See the big guy, even
The big guy doesn't even want to come down here. God, he's huge. He's huge. He smiled and he went. Yesterday he went like this. We don't even look at him when he walks by because he's so big and intimidating. Yesterday he did this, and today he's like, hey, what the? There's my man.
Tomorrow,
so either he's shooting at me or he's like, there's my man. I don't know.
Tomorrow he would show you the big man right here.
Tomorrow I'd like him to sit on my lap and talk about the first thing that pops up. San Francisco vagrant caused he cracked a guy in the head with a crowbar, Joe. He got off because the victim failed to show up in court. What are you, a moron? Garrett Dottie, 24, could have his assault charges dropped next month if the commissioner, Don Chernani, continues to dodge a court hearing.
Guy's afraid to come to court, so he don't hit him again.
A story went national. He doesn't want to be on the front page as the guy who got his head cracked open. We say goodbye. to yesterday. And I'll take, Joe, jump in, away the memories. Feel my sunshine after the rain. Go, Joe. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. You guys want to see something embarrassing that happened to Elon Musk? Look at this. It's the #1 rated show on YouTube. Joe, look at this. Elon Musk, Joe. Let me take the, yep.
I saw his dad yesterday.
Elon Musk has a brand new car. Bulletproof. Impenetrable. Ain't no way you're going to get in there. And to prove it, it's bulletproof. Bullets can't even get in there. What's funny, though, is he set up this whole thing with thousands of people in the audience, and they're all going to look at his bulletproof car. The glass cannot be broken. Ready? Here's Elon Musk showing you his bulletproof car.
Sure? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Good. Well, maybe that was a little too
The
hard.
guy barely threw a rock.
Should we try this?
Broke the window without even
Sorry?
trying. Elon is mortified.
It didn't go through. That's a
It
plus
didn't go
side.
through.
Let's
No
try the right
shit.
one. Try that one? Really? Okay. Sure. Oh, man. It didn't go through.
You can go
Alright.
through, but the truck will...
Yeah. You could put your finger through there right
Not
now.
bad.
Yeah,
There's room for improvement.
This is the most humiliating day of his life.
Sure? Yeah.
The guy barely throws
Well,
it.
maybe that was a little too hard.
you got $1,000 to
Should we
throw
try this?
You know?
Sorry?
right?
Yes, I agree.
It didn't go through. That's a plus side. Let's try the right.
Look how easy he
Really?
throws this
Okay.
one. He barely throws
Sure.
it.
Oh, man. It didn't
But
go
look
through.
at Elon. Evan the salesman. Watch what he says.
All right.
Ila,
Yeah, watch what he says here.
Not bad. There's room for improvement.
Back to the drawing
what
board,
he
my
said,
friend. He said, it just shows we need a little bit of improvement. You need a lot of improvement, my friend. He literally threw the rock like
he
that.
lost 2 glasses.
He definitely looked like a moron, Joe.
That's peanuts for him.
Yeah, that's peanuts. That is true. Joe, I think it's about time, but I don't know where it's at. Do you know where it's at?
Don't worry, when you're born today, that's it. Don't worry about
You want to do the Astroscope? You don't care about your fans?
it. Manyan.
You don't care about your fans?
How
Joe?
is your friend?
I don't got no fans. They tune in for Joe. They don't tune in for me. Joe, we're only doing 2 today. Since Joe's in a stubborn mood and doesn't want to do it. Before the show, I said, Joe, let's do the Astroscope. Joe said, screw those people. I go, who are you talking about? He says, Valerie. I go, what? He goes, Kevin Butler. Screw Kevin Butler and Hector. Hector, where the hell have you been?
How are you, my friend?
I said, Ari Sanders
Kevin
was a
Butler.
911 responder. And Joe was like, screw him. I'm like, Joe, that's not fair. That's not cool.
How are you,
and I
Mr.
said, what about Vian? He said, screw Vian. I'm
Mr.
like,
Kevin
yo,
Butler, how you doing?
Joe, the first one we're going to land on is Leo.
Okay.
It just landed on Leo, Joe. You got Leo?
Yeah.
And the last but not least is Pisces. That's it. Leo, Pisces. That's all you're getting today.
Yeah.
I don't want you looking at this stupid ring I'm wearing. It's a biker with a damn smoke hanging out of his. He's got a cigar in his mouth.
Who's that?
I think I bought this, I don't know, on eBay or something, over 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Sitting in a bag in it's a Harley on Route 66. And I was thinking of my dear friend Revlin today. Revlin's a biker without a
How you
bike.
doing, Revlin?
Hi, Revlin.
Sir?
I gave Joe a brand new pair of beautiful glasses. And look at the pieces of
I
shit
left
he's
them
wearing.
home.
Come on, dude.
Leo,
What a piece of crap.
Leo,
Hi, Sally. Hi, Sugar.
someone in a position of authority thinks you are the best thing since
Hi, RJ.
sliced bread. But if you let them know you are ready to move up a rung or two on the career ladder,
Hi,
they
family.
will do everything they can to assist you. Go for it.
The old saying is everything's, when you want to say how great something is, that's the greatest car since sliced bread. That's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
I want to know how that started. Sliced bread's pretty great, but is it better than blowjobs? I doubt it. Sorry. It's Friday. What do you want from me?
Spices.
It's the greatest thing since blowjobs.
Spices.
That is much more appropriate than sliced bread. I got a knife. I can cut my own bread. I apologize. By the way, Joe, you were right. Nan is absolutely right. It's been all over the news the last few days. Blowjobs cause cancer.
Does.
Joe said that shit a year ago. I thought Joe was insane. Hi, David Young. Some guy comes up to me and tells me blowjobs cause cancer. I'm like, what are you, insane? Saw it on the news last night. Saw it in the paper today. Saw it on the internet. I think it's a conspiracy against blowjobs.
What do you
I don't buy it.
What do you drink? Some
I
piss?
don't know.
Urine?
I think it's worth the risk, Joe. I don't know.
Pisces.
Boogie Bob after dark.
Ideas will come thick and fast today,
Thick and fast.
bursting into your brain as if out of
I
nowhere.
apologize.
Make a note
Make a note.
of each and every one of them, because if you trust yourself to remember, you will have forgotten at least half by the end of the day.
I had a guy offer me $300 for this hat. That was when it was new. It's all beat up now. I said no.
What happened?
Couldn't get him anywhere. That's a Jordan Air Force One, or Jordan 1, I guess it's. And it's a Lavo. I think only 100 were made. Joe, did you do birthdays?
Born on this day,
That's a yes.
James Monroe,
That's a president. He was the 12th president of the United States.
number 5.
Shit. What do I know? Who are you going to listen to me? What are you, crazy?
He was
Number 5, I'm going to say that was 1805. Joe didn't write that down.
Lionel Barrymore,
Lionel Barrymore is the patriarch of the Barrymore family. I think it's like the great-grandfather, maybe the grandfather of Drew Barrymore. They have the Barrymore Theater right down the street there.
yeah, that's correct.
I don't know. I made that up.
Caroline Jones,
Who?
Caroline Jones.
Everybody look at RJ right now. RJ's got the right answer. Who?
Caroline Jones. Saddam Hussein.
I've heard of him. Why don't you, Joe, since you're from the Middle East, why don't you take that
He
one?
was the president of Iraq for 30 years.
And he died of old age.
His career ended with
A rope? Yeah.
when the U.S. invaded Iraq.
Yep.
They actually caught Saddam Hussein,
Living in
and
a ditch.
3 years after they hanged him, 2006.
They hung his ass, Joe. He was once the richest man on the planet. You think Elon Musk? These guys are nothing. He was very, very, very wealthy, Joe. He was a tyrant who killed everybody. His sons, what was his son's name? Uday. They killed, if their soccer team lost, they killed their soccer team. Horrible, horrible people. He invaded Kuwait. The whole world said, look, get out of Kuwait. He refused. I do believe he was railroaded. He had nothing, Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with 9/11. And also, he did not have nuclear weapons. They scoured every inch of that. They never found not even anything.
They don't know that Kuwait is the wallet of USA.
If you go messing with
it's
USA's wallet,
not
they're gonna get
to
your ass.
give their wallet away for nothing.
That's facts. If you got a homie who's the toughest guy in high school and someone messes with you, the homie beats their ass.
All right, Terry Pratchett. He's an English author of fantasy novels.
You tell me his name is Batshit?
Yeah, well, I couldn't spell it. I said
Pratchett.
Pratchett.
I thought he was saying Terry Bradshaw.
Pratchett, yes.
I don't speak Joe. I apologize, folks.
Pratchett.
I would, yeah, Pratchett, not Batshit, Joe. His name's not Batshit.
That's different.
Pratchett, yeah, Pratchett. Yeah, you're close. I don't care. Never heard of him.
Jay Leno. Who's Jay Leno?
I have a couple great Jay Leno stories on my Instagram. On my YouTube channel. By the way, thank you to Rev. Rev has been uploading some of our classics.
What is it?
Jay Leno was a talk show host who took over for Johnny Carson. In my younger years, because I have a long face and a big chin, I had, 100 people tell me I look like Jay Leno. All my friends used to joke, and I never find Jay Leno attractive, so it always hurt my feelings. One time I was walking downtown by the Limelight nightclub. There's a homeless guy. Homeless. Hey, you guys got $5. I love my homeless, so don't. I'm impersonating his voice, not him. You got $5? I can. Oh shit! I thought you was Jay Leno. I go, dude, you're homeless. How the hell did you know Jay Leno? Oh, I watch Jay Leno all the time. Anyways, I went to the Jay Leno show, Joe. On the show that day was George Foreman, who I met and got his autograph, and the greatest singer in the world, Celine Dion. And at the beginning of the show, while we were in line, they came up and they said, any George Foreman fans here? I stuck my arm up. We're going to do trivia questions before the show. Would you like to be on the show? Yes, I'd love to. Great. So I'm going to be the George Foreman expert. And they were asking about Celine Dion. Never heard of her. I didn't know anything about her. I asked somebody in line, I go, who's the Celine Dion lady? He goes, she's from Canada. She's a little crazy. She didn't have all these My Heart Will Go On or any of those Titanic songs yet. This was in 93 or 4, 95 maybe. So I didn't know her, never heard of her. So they had someone else who was going to be the Celine Dion expert. I'm the George Foreman expert. They're going to ask me questions. I can win prizes. And a Celine Dion expert. And okay, well, they pulled the switch on us. Just for fun, they decided they would ask me the Celine Dion questions. And they would ask the other person, a couple each, the questions about George Foreman. So this Celine Dion lady, who's a fan of Celine Dion, she don't know nothing about George Foreman winning the Olympics, losing in Zaire to Muhammad Ali in round 8, 7 or 8, 9. She didn't know anything about George Foreman. I did. So anyways, they do the switch, and they're asking me questions about Celine Dion. Nice lady. I remember she had her hair in a bun, and she had chopsticks in her little bun thing. Glasses on, she's doing the interview. Well, today we will ask you questions about George Foreman, but first we will ask you about Celine Dion. What do you know about her? I go, I don't know nothing. People in line told me she was crazy. Apparently she could sing, but she's like really crazy, so I don't know anything about her. Well, I found out real quick about her because it was Celine Dion asking me the questions. Oh, that was humiliating, bro. She didn't storm out, but she walked out with an attitude. And someone goes, that was Celine Dion. Needless to say, they did not air my segment. I called her crazy to her face. I didn't know. I would never hurt no one's feelings like that. I apologize. Celine Dion is a little crazy. You know, she holds a microphone, she claps like this, Joe. Everybody, if you love my song, clap. Let me hear you clapping. My husband, Renee. Anyway, Celine Dion, I apologize 30 years later that I called you crazy. I was right, but I apologize. What else you got, Joe? Happy birthday. She must be 60 by now.
How are you?
How old is she, Joe?
60. I don't know.
What else you got, Joe?
Too short. You know Too Short?
Do I know Too Short? I don't know. Let's find out if I know Too Short. Do I know Too Short? Do 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 boo do do boo do do. Do I know Too Short? I don't know, Joe. Do 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 do. Too Short. What's my favorite word? Bitch! There it is, Joe. That's me and Short Dog. There's Too Short, Joe.
Yes.
Do,
I
do,
adore
do,
Too Short. I was everything.
Too Short from Oakland, California, came up doing songs much like I did at around the same time that I did, way before Hammer, way before any NWA, even Ice-T was Too Short and Boogie Bob. Now, back then I was called the Doc of Rock, and Too Short was my idol. So getting to meet him in New York City many years later was an absolute blessing. Too Short, I consider to have one of the greatest rap voices of all time. What's my favorite word? Bitch! Love you, Too Short. Happy birthday. He has to be 62 or 3. By the way, his best friend is my best friend. He's not my best friend. My best friend, Mr. Fabs, is Too Short's little nephew, best friend. What else you got, Joe? Happy birthday, Too Short.
Jessica.
Blow the whistle.
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba, I love her, Joe. I'll punch you in the face for her, Joe. Jessica Alba, a wonderful, phenomenal actress, but also, Joe, a businesswoman. I forget the name of her product line. She's a billionaire. Very, very, very wealthy woman. Very smart businesswoman. Jessica Alba. You know her from Sin City, Never Been Kissed, posters on my wall in my bedroom, but we won't talk about that right now because Joe gets mad. What else you got, Joe?
Melanie Martinez.
Don't know her, never heard of her. Sounds fake. I think you made it up.
A singer.
Melanie Martinez.
You don't know Melanie?
Is it the Honest brand? Look at Treat. Digging deep in the crates.
Melanie Martinez.
All right.
Hey,
Good job, Treat. Melanie Martinez. Joe gets so excited with Ambrose. Singer-songwriter, crybaby, born in Queens. Queens, stand up, Queens. Joe, you do it. First of all, I want to thank, I sent a message yesterday because I don't have an email or anything on Ambrose. I wish everybody would take the time to thank Ambrose. Always in there, keeping Joe honest. When Joe lies about everything, Ambrose is right there to bust him.
I'm always right.
Because Joe's always right, Ambrose always has his back. And shout out to Ambrose. Thank you so much for all you contribute to the show. Ever since Ambrose got out of prison, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Good job. What else you got, Joe?
Do you remember
No.
Mary Reid?
Nope.
She is a pirate.
A
Who
pirate?
operated in the Caribbean.
A
She
female
killed-
pirate?
She killed so many people.
That must have been a badass right there. All right. What else you got, Joe?
Thank you.
How do I say
Do
goodbye?
you know who started the World War One?
Yeah, some guy shot a damn bullet across the line. I forget who.
His name is Gavrilo Principi.
Yeah,
He assassinated the Duke of
The Duke?
Austria.
The Duke of Austria. The guy
Yeah.
shoots him. Next thing you know, 200,000 dead people from World War I. Good job, douchebag.
It's a terrible thing to do.
Not cool.
He actually, a lot of miseries happened.
A lot of miseries. Horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
Mary Reid, shout out, pirate who operated in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Joe called it. All right.
Benito Mussolini.
Mussolini was another piece of crap on Friends. Joey Tribbiani used to say that his grandmother was third in line to spit on Mussolini's corpse. He was hung. Was he hung, Joe? Mussolini was the Italian.
The communists caught him in Switzerland.
He was the Italian Hitler.
Yeah.
That guy had so many dead
And
bodies.
they
on him.
hanged him right on the dot. No left, no right.
No left, no right. The battery just went off, guys. I apologize, but what are you going to do? What else you got, Joe?
Laser scientist, if you remember the laser.
If it goes off, I apologize. Thank you for
His
tuning in.
name
We'll talk
is
again.
Arthur Leonard Sholo.
I don't know how many R's are in his name, but there must be about 40.
Laser is great. Man.
Laser.
Laser scientist.
He's a laser guy who's great at graphing.
Who is Lou These?
Lou says, you said him yesterday, Joe. That's
No,
a
he
wrestler.
died on this day.
He was born on the other day, died on this day.
Yes.
Real quick, tonight, please tune in to watch my Warriors as they go to the championships, hopefully with this win. Guys, don't forget, the Lakers won. Shout out to LeBron James. Everybody told me how good he was. I watched him for years. The guy's good. This is like his 20th year, and the guy is as good as anyone in the league. Phenomenal. Shout out to the Rangers, the hockey, Joe. The Celtics moved on. They beat the Hawks. They are going to, I don't know where the hell they're going. They're going to the championship, to the second round. The Yankees beat the Rangers. Joe, lift your arm a little bit. Over here, Joe. We gotta see this way.
How you doing?
That's Joe Jr. Jr. We lost Joe Jr., so this is Joe Jr. Jr. The Mets beat the Nationals 9-8. I don't care. I don't give a crap. What I do care about is please be kind and loving to each other. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. And if ain't nobody told you today you're special, you're special. Especially Treaton.
Have a good
The
day.
rest of you are a piece of crap compared to Treaton and Valerie and Nayan. And of course, I don't know why you don't like Kevin Butler. You always say Kevin Butler
How
is a
you
piece
doing,
of
Mr.
crap.
Butler?
I don't agree with that.
We'll see you soon.
Don't agree with that. What I do agree with is Boogie Bunch is the greatest show. We have the greatest chat. I go in all the chats. Nobody's chat can touch mine. Thank you guys. God bless you. Be good. We'll talk again. Mañana. That's tomorrow in Greek. I used to speak Greek, but that was in college.
Do we have 1,000 already?
No, it's 9:50.